We'll start because this shirt's not going to last too long, I'll tell you. I'm amazed at the number of us who, as you have described yourselves to several of us as newbies. And frankly, I find that extremely exciting. But I imagine that as we sit here, and having heard what you've heard this weekend from some of the best presenters in the country, the excitement has turned a little to fear. It did for me sitting there, so it should for you on Monday morning. You know, when you say TMJ, there's whole different concepts to different people. I still get physicians and oral surgeons sending me to patients for their problems with their TMJ. We still have the general dentist saying, oh no, I don't treat TMJ. And even when I sit here 5 minutes ago talking to Clifton, there was a communication gap over the term TMD. By the time I started, both of us agreed that, yeah, we're saying the same thing. Yeah, joint position for a long time you're all familiar with Harold Gelb's his 4-7 position. Many people ask me, why did Harold do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems to be going backwards. Well, many of you know Harold is Jewish, and he writes backwards. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is really interesting because when you realize that we're all a lot closer than you thought, if he had done it right, it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's still 4, 7. How did we get into this horrendous, and I believe that we are in a horrendous position. I mean, we've got governments telling us what we can do and what we shouldn't do, what is within your license and what isn't within your license. Come on. We have ways to help people that is unbelievable, and I got a government telling me I can't help them because it's not in my license. How did we get here? And when we look back in the history in the States, we look back and we go back to the early 70s where someone had originally, it goes back way before then with Willie B. May and Al Fonder and all kinds of people but they were out there. I mean, these were people saying the jaw position mattered. Can you imagine? And then in the early 70s, Niles Goucher determined that when we put patients into a certain jaw position it was up and back, and we equilibrated them, their headaches went away. Well, I did that. And then that didn't work all the time. It worked some of the time, which is interesting. And we're going to talk about why it worked some of the time. But it worked some of the time. But then that didn't work. So then Harold said, no. It's not up and back. You got to draw lines on a model and put the lines where they line up the lines, and then make a wax light and test them, and then that's where they belong. So Harold did that, and then somebody said, no, that isn't right. The key is we got to determine where the muscles are relaxed, and let's relax on the muscles. We get happy muscles, we get happy joints, we get happy people, and everybody's happy. And so they did that, and then other people said, no, you got to start looking at diet. It's their diet, and we became nutritionists, chiropractors, and everything else, and we became very holistic. And also we started looking at structure, and some of those patients got better using some of those modalities. So we knew that we had to get out of the box of dentistry, because dentistry does what? Dentistry looks at one thing and one thing only, and that is the dental interface. How do the teeth come together? I've looked hard and long, and many of us have, and we know that when we have adjusted how the teeth come together, in some cases, patients have gotten better. We also know that we've adjusted the dental interface exactly as we were taught, and sometimes it didn't happen. I've been in a courtroom more than once defending a doctor whose joint pain didn't go away, whose patient's joint pain didn't go away, and they did what? Reversible equilibrations, because he wanted to hurt the patient, because he was taught this was the way to solve the problem.